it was my daughter's 11th birthday and then Memorial Day weekend, and I've been really missing her a lot, as I always do. And really part of this, I was just part of the sick thing about this, about family court in general and what's going on, and like all the families that are separated right now, is they kind of force you have to work, you have to pay child support, you have to keep living without your children, as if it's like a normal thing in society. It's like a disenfranchised group that society doesn't really recognize. I started to talk about Andy, and I explained what he wrote and how wrong it is. But there was so much I wanted to say. I was like having trouble fitting it all in one video. But basically, Andrew Benincasa is saying that he is the real victim here. And it's just so crazy because they attacked me in court and took my child. I think that's what I really want them to understand. They have my child, and they have not let me see her in 6 years. There was never any reason for this. If they had not gotten the courts involved, we would have just continued to co-parent. And I never asked them for anything. I never asked them for a dime. So they spent $200,000 because they wanted full ownership and full control of my daughter, and that is abusive. It's cruel, it's sick, it's unethical to attack a woman in court when her child is only 2.5 years old, and you know that she doesn't have money you know that you're the wealthy ones, you're the ones that have millions of dollars, and that if the person you're attacking happens to be the mother of your child, doesn't have any money in her bank account, it's an incredibly abusive form of litigation, because there's no way that someone can defend themselves against an attack like that. And you know, they delude them. Just this like false notion that you can give a child a better life that doesn't include their biological mother is crazy, because there's, no matter how many trips to Disneyland or Broadway shows you take her to, there is no better childhood. If someone loses their mother in childhood, that is traumatic, extremely traumatic. It causes brain damage. My daughter is a smart girl still, but there's no way for her to reach her full potential without me, her mother. That's just a biological fact. And because she's suffering, and they can ignore that and pretend that she's not suffering and that she's just doing great without me, but I know that they know that's not true. So what I'm trying to say, like, you know, Andy acted like me calling him a Nazi was the bad thing, not attacking me in court and taking my child. My calling him a Nazi, that was like the real problem. I know that he knows that he only won the case, or they only won the case, because of their money and their connections, period. So I know that he knows that he didn't really win custody of my daughter because they proved I was a quote-unquote bad mom. They purchased her they spent a fortune to buy the parental rights so that they could do whatever they wanted to her, so that they could do things to her against my will. I still don't understand why they wanted things to be this way. Help me out here.
Well, the fact that they would just shut down and not talk, you know, it's a family matter. When you start getting too many cooks in the kitchen, it blows up out of control. And I think there is, you know, the only people that win in cases like this are the lawyers. You know, they're the ones profiting off this separation of families.
Oh, now I remember what I was going to say. I know Andrew Benincasa knows that the only reason that his brother won custody is because his father spent $250,000. So he knows that. He knows that he won because he outspent me. He can lie and say, oh, they had a really good case, but they didn't. And everyone else is going to believe him because they don't care. But Ava's going to care. She's going to someday read everything that happened in court, and she's going to know that you took her away from me for no reason other than my ex-husband wanted to hurt me. My ex-mother-in-law wanted full control of my daughter, and that's unethical. You do not deserve someone else's child just because you have more money. And that's why I called him a nut, because if you think that it's okay to torture and abuse a woman and her child just because you have more money than them, that is obviously incredibly unethical and disgusting, and it doesn't make it right just because you had the money. So
just because something's legal doesn't mean it's right,
obviously. And he's kind of ignoring that and acting like, oh no, they had this really great case, and like, Ava's gonna know very soon because she just turned 11, and so soon she'll know the truth. She will find out the truth very soon. And
at the end of the day, this can be stopped, and it should be stopped, and the healing process should start sooner rather than later, especially for Suzanne's daughter. And
because every day that you're keeping her away from her mother, you're hurting her. You are hurting my daughter every day by not letting us have it's unnatural, it's cruel, it's extremely unethical and abusive. And just because you were able to do it because of our legal system being incredibly corrupt does not make it the right thing for her. No one who really had a child's best interest in mind would ever try to kill or try to torture that child's mother. But you don't really care about a child if you're trying to destroy their mother. I don't understand why that's so hard for Andrew Benincasa to wrap his head around. He claims to be a liberal and a leftist and all this bullshit, and a feminist even. He has the audacity to portray himself that way, or try to, and nothing could be further from the truth. This is disgusting. It's misogynistic. It's incredibly abusive and unethical. And all right, that's it.